So it's now been 48 hours since the trailer of Star Wars Episode 9 came out, and I'm really interested to know what you would have done with Episode 9. What story would you use? Now, I'm going to have this photo because it's quite a funny photo, and J.J. Abrams is under a huge amount of pressure. Not only because it's a huge movie, huge budget, but just the options he was left with by Rian Johnson. Because Rian Johnson killed off his characters like Snoke and Captain Phasma, which are great characters. But I'm struggling to understand this scene. For me, it doesn't look legitimate. It looks like this part of the Death Star would have just crashed through the Earth. It would have burnt up as it entered the atmosphere, and then would have just crashed through. Even the sea underneath it wouldn't have cushioned it. And it just doesn't look legitimate. It looks like it's too forced. And also, you have Luke Skywalker say that no one is really gone forever, which is what he said in The Last Jedi. And then you hear Palpatine laugh at the end of his trailer. It may be Luke Skywalker knew that Palpatine was still alive, and that's why he said it. There may be that connection. But without that connection, it makes Luke Skywalker as if he's just there to lead the story on. And again, I don't like that. It's this continuous use and almost abuse of Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker's just there to help the story move along instead of portraying him as a hero, and I just don't like it. I don't like the way they've handled that, even if it's just in the trailer. So I'm looking for your ideas. What would you do with Star Wars Episode 9? So if you couldn't use Palpatine, what would you do? I'm struggling to come up with ideas. The only other ideas that I could really come up with is that they would look to attack the base or the training ground for the stormtroopers. And that was my original idea for Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker would be in Episode 8 and he would do something very heroic, like he would go and save the lives of hundreds of children that were going to become the next generation of stormtroopers. And then he might die in the process, but at least he died doing something very noble and very heroic. That would be fantastic to see. And I think that they could still do that. But it seems as if these characters are running away and they're running into a trap, but the whole answer is going to be very forced. It's as if Palpatine is going to be some sort of Force image or some sort of clone, and yet the whole explanation of how Palpatine has returned is going to be forced, and it's been forced upon J.J. Abrams because his characters that he wanted to use, like Snoke, have been killed off, and he's been forced to turn to these previous characters like Palpatine without any option. He has to come up with another villain that he can use to replace Snoke, and it has to be Palpatine because it's too late to introduce another coherent villain. So I'm interested in what you think. How happy are you with this? What would you do if you were J.J. Abrams? Would you go with Palpatine? And what storyline would you use to explain why Palpatine has come back? Now, if Luke Skywalker somehow knew that Palpatine was still alive, that could be quite a good lead into it. Because like I said, Luke Skywalker says that no one is ever really gone. And maybe he knew that. He made it sound as if he was talking about himself, but he was more of a warning. He knew that Rey had to understand that for herself. Rey couldn't be told that. If Luke Skywalker told Rey that Palpatine was still alive, then Rey wouldn't know how to handle it in the right way. She had to learn for herself how to deal with the consequences of Palpatine still being alive. That could be quite a neat storyline. What do you think? Leave your details below, or make a video. Make a video yourself about what you would do with Star Wars Episode 9. If you want any help making it, leave your comments below. But I think this could be a really interesting topic for people to talk about. What would you do with Star Wars Episode 9? So again, leave your comments below, and also please like and subscribe. But I want to get a conversation going about what storylines would you use with Episode 9.